74-year-old woman has delivered twin baby girls after 54 years of marriage. At 74, she's probably the oldest mother in the world.
A 68-year-old woman has set what is considered a medical record in Africa when she gave birth to twins.
Carrying your own baby now, how does it feel?
I'm always happy when I see them.
A woman in New Hampshire has become one of the oldest women in the country to give birth. At the age of 57 years old, welcomed a healthy baby boy into the world last Saturday.
I just feel like what's important is quality time together and loving one another. No one my age had delivered a baby.
Regardless if it's fate or good karma, life can be full of surprises when it comes to babies. From unexpected to unbelievable births. Hang on, as here I am to show you some of the babies that were born only by a complete miracle.
We're the Baby Boom Hospital.
A 68-year-old Nigerian woman considered a medical record in Africa. She gave birth to twins.
Good things come to those who wait, and Margaret and Noah were living proof. After 46 years of marriage and 3 failed IVF attempts, this resilient couple never gave up on their dream of becoming parents. In 2020, Margaret, at 68, defied all odds and carried her own twins. Their journey wasn't a walk in the park, though. Margaret's pregnancy required constant monitoring in the final months, and they faced societal pressures and naysayers. But Margaret and Noah's determination never wavered. Now, they were overjoyed to provide a loving home for their newborn twins and cherish the miracle they've longed for. No doubt, the best miracles are the ones you never stop believing in. Birthing made possible.
On a Waterloo woman who recently became one of the, if not oldest women in the country to give birth.
Biologically, women have a clock that limits them to an age in having a baby. This woman, despite her age, made birth possible. A Waterloo, Illinois woman at 62 gave birth in September 2021 to a healthy baby that left everyone surprised. Having run out of eggs, Kathy Blackner received a donation of eggs from her daughter Sarah, who was also pregnant alongside her mother, giving birth only weeks apart.
How wonderful, I get to have a baby and I'm 62.
Some of the eggs were fertilized by Kathy's husband John, who was Sarah's stepfather, giving birth to a son Charles, and using the rest of the eggs, she later gave birth to a daughter. Much earlier, most of the doctors turned down Kathy's request to make all this possible under moral obligations and high-risk complications, until one of the doctors finally agreed. Fate's second chance.
A woman in New Hampshire has become one of the oldest women in the country to give birth. At the age of 57 years old.
A New Hampshire woman, Barbara Higgins, after tragically losing her 13-year-old daughter Molly to a brain tumor in 2016, gave birth to a son at the age of 57. She followed a special program to be able to conceive at her age. Unlike her, even Higgins discovered having a brain tumor that she was able to get it removed. She and her husband, Kenny Benzoff, who have been grieving their loss and have an older daughter, decided to try for another child. Higgins gave birth to a healthy baby boy named Jack, weighing 5 pounds, 13 ounces.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but my due date was April 13th. And then, I went to the gym on Thursday, had a very typical week. And then Friday had preeclampsia and had to deliver the baby.
Miracle baby birth. An elderly couple in the Indian city of Surat had an unexpected surprise birth of a baby boy. The baby's mother was a 62-year-old woman who gave birth with the help of test tube technology in September 2018. Originally, the baby belonged to a, unfortunately, recently deceased small family who passed in a car accident. They just so happened to be related to this elderly woman. The young mother was unfortunately pregnant at the time of the tragedy, but the fetus survived. What was thought to be a risky and pointless medical procedure turned out a total success, restoring some semblance of happiness in the family, with the elderly woman turning into a mother once again. Faithful Journey. In India, Daljinder made the news in 2016 when she had her son, Arman, with her 79-year-old husband, Mohinder Singh Gill. They had been married for almost 50 years before having their first child. Daljinder went through 2 years of IVF treatment, with 2 unsuccessful attempts, before finally giving birth to Arman. She was determined to have her own child and didn't consider adoption. There was some uncertainty about Daljinder's age. She said she was 70, but the clinic recorded her as 72, which could make her the world's oldest mother. The talk about the ethics and health problems of having a baby at an older age came up, and doctors mentioned things like high blood pressure and the risk of having a premature birth. Even with all the criticism, Mohinder stayed positive and believed that a higher power would take care of their son's future. Against all odds. Better late than never was Adriana Ilescu's mantra. At 66, she set a world record by becoming a mom, but instead of cheers, she faced criticism. She was determined to fulfill her dream of motherhood, and she endured 9 long years and finally welcomed Eliza in 2005. Eliza had a rough start and needed an incubator, and skeptics were sure she'd soon be orphaned. But Adriana was ready to prove them all wrong. Now, 19 years later, Eliza is thriving, and Adriana feels young again, sharing a beautiful life with her daughter. Against all odds, their bond showed that love truly knows no age limits. Joyful blessings. Good things come to those who wait, and Mangayama Yaramati's story is living proof. At 73 years old, she gave birth to healthy twin girls in southern India, calling it the happiest phase of her life. After years of facing societal stigma due to childlessness, she and her 82-year-old husband, Sitara Majaro, finally embraced the joy of parenthood. Despite the challenges, the couple turned to IVF, and Yaramati conceived using a donor's egg and Rajarau's sperm. Their journey wasn't easy, but with extreme medical care and constant monitoring, they made it. The doctor highlighted the meticulous attention given to her health, nutrition, and pregnancy progress.
We formed 3 teams, one to look after her pregnancy, and one team to look after her nutritional needs, and another team to look after her general health.
Much determined birth. Usually, most old women are either surprised with a sudden pregnancy or have one after a procedure. It's the sheer determination in this case. A 60-year-old woman in Novi Pazar city in Serbia gave birth to her first child after decades of trying to have one. Now, despite having attempted several fertility procedures that all went in vain, she still had a lifelong dream of being a mother. Just when she was about to give up the thought of trying another attempt through in vitro fertilization, she was finally able to conceive. Her husband, due to his age and medical conditions, however, disagreed and was against the idea, so much that he dumped her the same day she gave birth. Age defied. Around 70 years old, Jivunbin Rabari from Gujarat became a mom through IVF, thanks to medical experts. They were initially hesitant due to her age, but the doctor took a leap of faith after the couple's heartfelt pleas. With a bit of surgical help and lots of hope, Jivunbin conceived and delivered a healthy baby via C-section in 2021. Despite the risks, everything went smoothly. A true miracle. This isn't the first time India's seen such a marvel. Jivunbin and her baby are thriving, reminding us that sometimes miracles do happen. Mother of grandchild.
A 53-year-old woman gave birth on Wednesday to her own granddaughter.
Giving birth to a child is normal, but giving birth to your grandchild? That sounds weird. But not to Tracy, a 53-year-old woman who delivered her own granddaughter as a surrogate for her daughter, Kelly McKissick. Kelly had endured a rough 3-year battle with infertility and faced multiple failed treatments and 3 heartbreaking miscarriages. When all hope seemed fading away, Tracy stepped in and offered her as a surrogate for her daughter. Tracy underwent specialized medical treatments to prepare her body for pregnancy. And then in January 2016, against all odds, a healthy baby girl named Kelsey was born, weighing 6 pounds, 11 ounces. They named her Kelsey, a combination of Tracy and Kelly's names. This was an incredible example of how far a mother would go for her child. Grandmother's gift.
So fortunate and lucky that she did this for us. Really the most selfless thing anybody can do.
It takes a village to raise a child, but sometimes it takes a grandma to bring one into the world. Julie Loving, a 51-year-old mom from Chicago, stepped up in a big way for her daughter, Brianna Lockwood. After 4 years of struggling with infertility, Brianna and her husband faced countless hurdles from health issues to a hefty $100,000 surrogacy cost. They'd been married since 2016, and they wanted Brianna's grandfather to meet their future child, but time was running out. That's when Julie, at 51, offered the ultimate gift. She offered to carry her own grandchild. They were initially hesitant, but then Brianna accepted her mom's selfless offer.
Hearing her cry for the first time, I just had tears streaming down my face. I don't think anybody in that room.
Their adventure ended with the arrival of Briar Juliet Lockwood, an adorable baby girl. Ugandan twins.
Issues maybe with the back, so we noticed that she's able to carry the pregnancy.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going, and Safina Namukwaya embodied this spirit. At 70 years old, she became Africa's oldest mother by giving birth to twins in Uganda. Her remarkable journey included delivering a healthy boy and girl through a C-section. Safina already had a daughter in 2020 when she became pregnant again. Despite facing challenges, including being abandoned by her partner, who wasn't keen on fathering twins, Safina handled it all with grace and strength, even under media attention. Safina had been through a lot. She lost her first husband in 1992 and experienced a miscarriage. She's also had to deal with family members abandoning her. Despite all of this, she continued to be a symbol of hope and determination. Package of 9.
One newborn is a handful. Having 9 at once, well, that must be harrowing.
Good things come in small packages, but for Halima Sis, good things came in 9. Back in 2022, the Malian mother made headlines after giving birth to 9 babies in Morocco. Halima from Timbuktu had 5 girls and 4 boys in Casablanca. She had to be flown by the government to a well-equipped clinic in Ain Borja for better care. The risk of premature birth was high, but doctors managed to extend her pregnancy to 30 weeks. When the time came, a dedicated team of 10 doctors and 25 paramedics safely delivered the infants via C-section. Although the babies were born underweight, ranging from 500 grams to 1 kilogram, they received specialized care in Morocco. This extraordinary birth surpassed the world record of 8 babies born in 2009 to an American woman, Nadia Suleiman. Sometimes, life's most precious gifts come in the most unexpected numbers. Ageless love. Age is just a state of mind, and Susan Towson's story proved this true. At 60, Susan became a mom for the first time and started the parenthood journey with her younger partner, Nick Meyer. They used a Russian fertility clinic to have their daughter Freya through IVF.
I desperately wanted a child of my own.
However, things weren't very easy. In August 2023, Susan had a really serious peptic ulcer that nearly got her. This showed how risky it could be to have a baby later in life. They had to rush her to Queen's Hospital in Essex for surgery right away. Even though some people criticized her, Susan stuck to her decision by saying that she had given Freya a lot of love and care. Unsuspecting birthing surprise. In February 2021, an Idaho woman, Katie Clay, 22, unexpectedly gave birth to twins in a series of dramatic events. While napping at her parents' home in Rigby, her water broke 3 weeks early. With her husband busy at work, Katie's mother rushed to the birthing center, a plan that derailed due to intense contractions, forcing them to stop in the parking lot of Webster Potato Company. Katie was assisted there by her mother in delivering her first son, Emmanuel. After the birth, they carried on their way to the birthing center, where another surprise was awaiting her. The midwife realized Katie was carrying another baby, Elijah, who was born 20 minutes later. The couple, having chosen to forego an ultrasound to have a birth like the old way, were left stunned by the surprise of twins. The fraternal boys, both healthy, joined their family that evening, marking an extraordinary day in the Clay family's life. Tricked by ultrasound.
This is me, this is baby 1, and then baby 2 was right in front. And typically twins are stacked, I guess.
During the lockdown era of the COVID-19 pandemic in September 2020, a Minnesota couple were completely caught by surprise when they had twins. The babies that Megan previously gave birth to were all much bigger than average weight. Being on the labor for her 3rd pregnancy, the couple were expecting another 11 to 12-pound baby as usual, until they were left surprised when Megan delivered twins, each weighing around 7 to 8 pounds. Due to the lockdown, the couple wanted to stay indoors and couldn't perform an ultrasound unless Megan agreed to have it done in absence of her husband. Much earlier in the pregnancy, ultrasounds were able to pick up or show only one baby, leaving the couple in a pleasant surprise. Unpleasantly pleasant surprise.
A Henry County woman goes to the emergency room thinking she has kidney stones, but that wasn't what was causing her pain. It turns out she was 38 weeks pregnant and she didn't even know it.
Stephanie Yeagers of Henry County received a life-changing surprise when she visited Piedmont Henry Hospital suspecting kidney stones. Experiencing cramping and lower back pain, she was convinced by her husband, friends, family, and the neighbors that kidney stones were to blame. Upon arrival, doctors questioned if she was pregnant, which she firmly denied despite having multiple pregnancies and successfully giving births before. However, an ultrasound revealed Stephanie was 38 weeks pregnant. Hours later, she delivered a healthy 7-pound baby boy, whose name was Sean Jude Yeagers. Stephanie hadn't felt the baby due to his breech position, which restricted movement. Her husband shared their astonishment on Facebook, capturing the dramatic moment of discovering and welcoming their unexpected new arrival within minutes.
Maybe one day I'll understand, but he is a sweetheart. I'm glad he's here.
Impossible miracle! Most pregnancies are usually foreseen from the get-go till the birth, but no one saw this one coming. A 46-year-old woman, Barbara, who was working her shift at a retail store, suddenly started to get uncomfortable, and the situation got worse as the day went on. Not knowing what the deal was, she attempted to take a rest, hoping it would relieve, and she was comforted by her grown-up daughter. As soon as Art, her husband, returned home, Barbara was rushed to a hospital as the situation worsened. No one in the family thought of it as a pregnancy since she had her tubes tied years ago. As a result of her struggle, she fruitfully delivered a baby. Turns out, despite having tubes tied, there's still 1 in 300 chances of pregnancy, which seemed to be the case here. The healthy-looking baby was named Hunter, since no one saw him sneaking up till the birth. Fertility Journey's optimistic twist.
A Greensboro woman became a first-time mom at 50 years old.
I was too old. And Tony had some medical issues, and between the two of us, there was not going to be a baby.
Susie Troxler, at 50, and her husband Tony, at 61, shared the incredible story of their decades-long fertility journey, culminating in the miracle birth of their baby girl. Married in 2008, the Troxlers assumed they would conceive naturally. However, as the years passed, 1 year turning into 2, then 3, and eventually 9, 10, and 11, they realized something was amiss. Especially since Susie was getting quite old and her husband was having a medical condition. With their advanced ages significantly reducing their chances of natural conception, they turned to IVF and egg donation. Against the odds, they were down to their final embryos when they discovered they were expecting their miracle baby, Lily. The Troxler story is a testament to hope and perseverance in the face of daunting challenges.
I need your ages.
I'm 50. I was born in 1971. I tell people I have no shame in that whatsoever. Lily, Antonia, named after her daddy, Troxler.
1 in 20 billion chance.
A 46-year-old Utah woman is celebrating the recent arrival of identical triplets.
Having any more kids was impossible, especially after trying numerous fertility specialists, had a speechless turn of events. Audrey Tiberius, only a year later, gave birth to identical triplets, with all of them being sons. Previously, she already had 4 boys, which now made her the mother of 7. According to most medical and fertility experts, the odds of getting pregnant at 45 are 1 in 100, and the odds of identical triplets are 1 in 10,000. But the part where things get unbelievably true? The odds of a 45-year-old conceiving identical triplets are 1 in 20 billion. Audrey believes this was a rather meaningful miracle, rather than just an unexpected coincidence.
And when I found out I was pregnant, finally at age 45, I was just over the moon. But then when I found out it was 3, I was like, that makes 7. I got my dream.
Working medical miracle.
9 months pregnant, 38.5 weeks. Amazing.
A young couple in Illinois, after having gone through several miscarriages, lost hope of having any babies. Due to their medical conditions, the mother of the young woman decided to be the surrogate for her daughter at 60 after discussing it with her husband and the young couple, only to give birth to a grandson months later.
Well, I knew I had to go to my husband first.
The in vitro fertilization procedure was done by taking the eggs of the daughter, which made this possible. Despite there being a high risk for both the baby and the elderly woman, they still went ahead with the procedure and were quite happy with the outcoming result.
There was nothing I could do of myself to make my body do this, to become pregnant the way we wanted.
Baby prayer answered.
Do you think you might be pregnant? And I thought, yeah, right, no. But just there's total shock.
In a stunning turn of events, 46-year-old Monica Thompson from Las Vegas gave birth just 24 hours after learning she was pregnant. For years, Monica had tried to conceive, but after several failed attempts, it left her to abandon all hope of motherhood. After 16 years of unsuccessful tries, she almost gave up. But she suddenly started feeling the stomach cramps, thinking it to be a medical condition, until she received the surprise of a lifetime. Monica discovered that she was more than 7 months pregnant. It's just total shock, she said, especially considering her age, that she didn't see it coming while being in the condition of menopause. Her story highlights the unpredictability of life and the remarkable ways in which hope can be restored, even after all things seem lost.
Just total shock. Do you think you might be pregnant? And I thought, yeah, right, no. There's no way. I'm too old to have children. I'm probably going through menopause.
Divine patience.
Children of her own, something Claudette Cook has wanted for years.
She said, there's another one in here, you're going to have twins.
Ever heard of divine timing? Claudette Cook swears by it. For years, she and her husband longed for children. Their journey began almost 2 decades ago at church and to a blissful marriage. But they never had children until 2018, when they decided to have one. They consulted an IVF specialist in 2018, and their dream slowly took shape. Claudette's doctor confirmed their first baby, and not just one, it was followed by another soon after. It was an overwhelming and exciting experience for them both.
So awesome. It is like, oh my goodness, I got 2 in here.
The ultrasound images made everything feel real, with Claudette's husband joyfully snapping photos of every moment. Throughout their journey, Claudette found peace in divine planning and believing that God's mysterious ways are always perfect.
The thing of it is, you have to wait on God. We think we want something ASAP. God's like, you know what, you're not ready for that.
Miraculous Juniper. Imagine being born in just 5 months. Pretty early, right? Well, Juniper did just that. In 2016, she arrived way ahead of schedule and landed in the gray zone of premature births. Her odds of survival were slim, but her parents wouldn't give up. With advanced medical technology and fertility treatments, they fought to keep Juniper alive despite the high risks of disabilities like blindness or intestinal issues. Today, Juniper's fate is still unfolding, but her story stands as a testament to the miracles modern medicine and sheer willpower can achieve. It was a roller coaster of emotions, reminding us all that sometimes miracles happen in the most unexpected ways. Heavenly surprise. Back in 2019, a 67-year-old woman from Shandong province named Didnt became China's oldest new mom. She gave birth to a beautiful baby girl at Jiaoshuang Maternity and grabbed headlines everywhere. This was huge news because Didnt broke the previous record held by a 64-year-old woman from Chengchun who gave birth in 2016. Didnt's husband, Wang, was stunned by the unexpected arrival and called their baby sent by heaven. They named their daughter Tianxi, meaning given by God. However, not everyone was thrilled. Their older kids weren't too happy about the surprise pregnancy, which led to some family disagreements. Even though China relaxed the one-child policy in 2016, many still live in fear and uncertainty. The bottom line, miracles can happen at any age. Twin triumph.
A 64-year-old woman in northern Spain gives birth to twins. The twins were delivered by C-section, and they're in good health. So is mom.
It's never too late to start a family, and a 64-year-old woman in northern Spain proved this by delivering healthy twins. and this was her second late-age pregnancy. Dr. Enrique Martin confirmed the C-section birth of a boy and a girl, and both were in great health. This same woman had her first child at 58, and after seeking IVF treatment in the US, she became pregnant again. Despite the challenges of an older pregnancy, Dr. Martin praised the medical team's quick thinking and care. This story reignited the debates, as Spain's fertility guidelines discourage treatments for women over 50. Still, this case has just proved once again that age is just a number when it comes to love and family. Baby Bonanza.
We're the Baby Boom Hospital. 31 staffers just gave birth to 32 babies.
When it rains, it pours, especially babies at St. Cloud Hospital in Minnesota. An amazing 31 staff members welcomed 32 babies, with nearly 1 in 5 hospital employees pregnant simultaneously. In this baby bonanza, we had Brioche, the 13th edition, Brecken, the 21st blessing, and Milo, the 31st joyous arrival. These hardworking staff all belong to the hospital's birthing unit, and their shared experience turned their workplace into a joyful community. Staff compared baby bumps in the hallways, shared tips, and supported each other through every trimester.
It's fun. You'd see people walking down the hall and, you kind of compare bellies a little bit.
One lucky mom even had twins. Sometimes, the best support system is right where you work, making every day feel like a baby shower.
This is the greatest part of your life, and to experience that with your coworkers, your doctors that you love and trust. We get to be there for these big moments for each other.
Surprise baby!
Can you believe Mom didn't even know she was pregnant? Her husband Jason says when he touched her stomach, it felt a little weird.
Life's full of surprises. But for Judy Brown, expect the unexpected took on a whole new meaning. At 47, Judy had no clue she was pregnant. Her husband, Jason, noticed a strange hardness in her stomach, but they chalked it all up to menopause and normal weight gain. After some discomfort, Judy was rushed to Beverly Hospital near Boston. What the doctors revealed, though, was mind-blowing. Judy was not only pregnant, but ready to deliver. Dr. Kirsten Mouse informed them the baby was imminent, and within an hour, Carolyn Rose made her grand entrance. This left the couple, who was married for 22 years, absolutely astonished. Carolyn was their first child, and the odds of a 47-year-old woman going through a whole pregnancy without knowing and then delivering a baby are incredibly rare. But hey, stranger things have happened, right? Harry Hope.
Screen them for any other hormonal abnormality or any hormonal cause, because those are the things which are easily treatable. If it's not a mutation, then it is good. But in case it is, then we have to definitely send them to a psychologist for counseling, yes.
Monisha and her family experienced the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, quite literally. They all have a condition called werewolf syndrome, which causes thick, black hair to cover their bodies. This led to a lot of seclusion and rejection from society for them. But in addition to this, Monisha felt her heart drop when her mom said, "He's just like you," after she gave birth. The baby boy had the same dark, velvety hair that covered Monisha's whole body, just like her mom and aunts. Monisha was flooded with memories of being ridiculed and isolated, but she made a promise to herself to give her son all the love and support she never had. She really hoped that her son would be accepted in the community despite their unique circumstances. Timeless mother. You often hear people say age is just a number, and for Elizabeth, a successful British businesswoman, that was totally true. Despite her age and what society might expect, Elizabeth really wanted to become a mother. In the UK, women over 50 are usually not allowed to get IVF treatment, so Elizabeth went to Ukraine for help. And against all the odds, at 66, she surprised everyone by getting pregnant after IVF treatment abroad. Her friends were amazed by her strong determination and good health. Elizabeth continued to work 5 days a week by making small changes to her routine while keeping her remarkable journey to herself, like a personal treasure. She believed that what truly mattered was not her physical age, but how she felt on the inside. Rare genetic disorder.
A Citrus County couple is mourning the loss of their 10-month-old baby after she died of a rare genetic disorder.
Back in March 2018, a Citrus County couple mourned the loss of their 10-month-old baby, Blakely, whose brief life left a lasting impact. Diagnosed at 21 weeks through ultrasound with a rare genetic disorder, Blakely's brain did not properly divide into two hemispheres, a condition that often prevents survival past birth. Despite the grim prognosis, Blakely defied expectations, living for over 10 months. Her short life was filled with numerous challenges, yet her presence brought profound lessons of love and beauty to those around her.
You did belong, you did have purpose, you were beautiful, and you were overwhelmingly lovable.
Though her time was brief, Blakely's story continues to resonate, highlighting the strength and impact of even the smallest lives. Open discussion. Walter Renato was born at only 19 weeks on June 14, 2014, in Kokomo, Indiana. He only lived for a few minutes, but his short life touched many hearts. His mother, Andrea, cherished every moment with him, feeling his tiny heartbeat, counting his delicate toes, and kissing his little head. Despite being born before the critical 24-week mark, Walter made a big impact on many. His mom, Lexi, received tons of messages from people who were really touched by Walter's story. His photos even made some people reconsider their views on abortion, making them realize that even the tiniest life is more than just a bunch of cells. Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.